Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 9th. You start off with this spider card. It says, be meticulous and patient. You have this minstrel card. It says, let your intentions be known. I think you need to tell the universe, like, what your intentions are on, like, whatever you're trying to create. I felt pretty good before I started your reading, like, about your reading. So, I think that you're in, like, a pretty decent time energetically, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I'm pretty sure I said the same thing to you in your September bonus reading. But I think that you need to kind of let your intentions be known. It's like sometimes I think we also have to like let our intentions be known, to the universe by doing something. Like for example, I tell everyone who wants love, I say, well, make sure you're signed up to at least, one dating site or, Tinder or whatever. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to use it. It just means that the universe is providing us with a tool that could attract what we want. So if you want love and you're not on Tinder, you're telling the universe you don't want love because there are opportunities for love in that place where it exists. So I tell everyone, even if you don't use it, even if you don't take people from Tinder seriously, which I totally understand, then you should still have one because you are making your intention known. Same thing in business. Even if you can't afford to start your business or you can't afford to do something, do what you can with what you got because you're making your intention known. And I feel that's going to be very important for you, Capricorn. You have the Eight of Cups. I see a lot of changes in your life in general. It's almost impossible for there not to be a lot of changes. Pluto going back to 29 degrees of Capricorn yesterday. I'm shooting this video on the 3rd, and it'll still be at 29 tomorrow when I put it out on the 4th. So, again, I think that for a lot of you, you're undergoing some major changes here and kind of like eclipsing things out of your life. For you, I think it's going to be positive. You have the Six of Wands. Yeah, getting the attention you deserve. I mean, we've talked about it a million times. Having Pluto in your sign for like 20 years has been hard. Probably not getting the recognition that you deserve, or maybe even experiencing other people getting credit for the work that you do. But that's all about to change. So, I think that you're finally getting credit for the things that you've put work into and you're finally being celebrated. I feel like you're finally being seen as like the original that you are, especially in work or business, but it could be any area of your life that you are being celebrated. And I wouldn't be surprised if there were celebrations for you at this time. We have the Three of Cups here as well. Three of Cups is also a celebration, and so you could be receiving celebration, or people could be celebrating you for your genius, right, Capricorn? You have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's really time for Capricorn to use their skills and to really focus in on the skills that they are good at. He has these grapes on his cloak on the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles represents, those grapes, I should say, represent a specific skill that is difficult for most people, but might be easy for you. Grapes are very hard to grow in real life, not even just tarot, but in the tarot, they're meant to represent something that requires very careful handling and very careful skill to be able to grow well. And so that's where his wealth comes from, is his skills. I also feel that a lot of you, he's a card of convention, so he's been growing his grapes the same way forever. But there might be some like new techniques or new things that he could learn that would improve it even further. So it says you already have like the solid foundation of a skill, but it's like, what could improve it? Or are there any new ideas, new techniques, new technologies that could help you grow, like your in career, in your business, in any area of your life? It says you have the good basis, but it's like now you need to, build up from there. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Lovers. Some of you have definitely, we've talked about this before. I feel like you have walked away from something love-wise, although I do feel that you could be attracting new love for sure. I've been saying to Capricorn that I think, it's a really good time for love for you. And, what I would say also is that, it might not seem like it necessarily, but it is. If you put yourself out there and you like go meet a person, I think you will find a good person. Here you go. With the Six of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. Exactly like I said, you are being celebrated for your skill, and I feel this could be like what I want to say here what I'm trying to spit out here, Capricorn, is I think that what you don't see is that there are going to be side effects, like positive side effects of you receiving attention. This could be like you receive attention from your boss, but maybe like their boss notices you as well because your boss is giving you attention. So that could lead to like a raise or a better position. So what I want to say is I feel that all the hard work, you're about to see how it's been worth it. With the King of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups. Yeah, it could be an earth sign or a water sign that you're attracting. I would also say that going up, it could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or a Leo. So it could be one of the fixed signs that you are attracting if you are looking for love. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Trust card and you have this Impulse card. I think you need to trust your impulses. Or I also feel that there could be like a person who is doing something impulsive. You have the Four of Cups as your first card. And so there could be a person who is kind of like impulsively making a love offer towards you. And I feel like you should look at it. I don't think yet, again, I don't think tarot should tell you what to do, of course. And I would never tell you what to do either. But again, I think this is something that would be worth a look at the very least. Again, you don't have to marry this person, but I do feel that there could be an offer coming in for you right here. And you've been disappointed before, but I do feel that this time is different, is what this card is really saying. So there could be a solid offer where you've been in some area of your life where you've been disappointed. And, like I said, I think it would be worth a look at, but let's put it that way. And so if this is love, I feel it'll be very good. It could also be business related as well. It's like maybe you've tried to work with people multiple times and it just hasn't worked out. But I feel like this time is different, is what I feel like saying. So, I think it's worth a look. You have the Three of Cups. Like I said, people celebrating you. I really am focused as well on like the side effect thing. I feel like there is some sort of like side bonus that you could be getting from work that you've already done. Or the other thing I'm getting is that if you have been developing a bunch of skills over the years, this to me is saying that you're going to start receiving the harvest, from those skills that you've been learning for a very long period of time. So it's almost like you're getting a bonus, or, there's something like extra that's coming in here for your hard work. And I feel like this could be the celebration that you are receiving from doing all of that work, right? You have the Chariot. The Chariot is about a victory. The Chariot says where there's a will, there's a way. And I kind of feel like you're a little bit unstoppable right now, Capricorn, and I would really feed that energy. It's like I can tell you all day long how you're unstoppable, but if you don't feel unstoppable, then you're not going to be unstoppable. So I feel there is a need to feed the energy of that unstoppable feeling. I don't really have any good examples for you other than it's like I have certain things that like I do for myself. Like there are certain videos I watch on YouTube whenever I need motivation, right? And that's like how I feed my energy. So it's like maybe you need to look for things that can make you feel a certain way. It could be like a movie that you watch. It could be music that you listen to, right? And like I said, I like over the past few years, I've really paid attention to things that make me feel a certain way. And whenever I need to boost my energy, I go and do those things, or I listen to that song, or I listen to, that motivational video. And I feel like the Chariot, for whatever reason, is saying like you need to create that for yourself, because I feel like it will just like heighten your vibe, and it will get you in the Chariot energy of like winning. With the Four of Cups, you have the Hierophant. Yeah, definitely could be marriage potential. Could be an earth sign coming in for you as well. Could be any sign, general reading, but earth definitely stands out to me here. These are two people who are being prepared for each other. He is blessing these two people in front of him. He's actually initiating them into something. So those two people are initiates. And I feel that, it's almost like you and another person have been being prepared for each other behind the scenes. So again, if you want love, I would definitely see it. And even if you don't want love, I would like give it a second look. I would, just give it a chance, see what happens. With the Three of Cups, you have the Emperor. Definitely could be attracting an Emperor right here. Although, a bigger part of me feels like you are bossing up. I feel that you are really taking control of your destiny here with the Wheel of Fortune, and you're trying to become more unstoppable, of course. So, I kind of feel that this is about building that unstoppable momentum with the Wheel of Fortune, and that's what you could be doing. With the Chariot, you have the Strength card. Strength card is about your inner strength. And again, I don't think it's a mistake that this card came up when I just said what I said about, building that environment where you can go listen to something and get motivated. The lion here represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, and the lion is submitting to her. So she is doing things to quiet that inner voice, and she is controlling that inner voice. This is something she has to do every single day. Strength requires work every single day, but she is conquering her inner voice. So a lot of you could be kind of like working on that inner voice that tells you can't do things or you shouldn't do things or whatever, and that's kind of what I feel here with that strength card. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this family heritage card. It says it's time to get back in touch with your loved ones you have been away from. I read that wrong. You have this angels are watching. It says there's nothing to worry about. Angels are watching over you. Yeah, I feel that there is a little bit of worry here, especially with that Four of Cups. Four of Cups isn't really a worrying card, but you do end with the Five of Cups as well. And the Five of Cups is showing up in the good stuff, but the Four of Cups can say that you've been through something too many times and you have been disappointed with the results, and now you're like not sure if you should open up to something new. And so I feel like you are protected. I also feel like putting things into perspective would be really good here. I feel like some of you are worried about the way things are going in life, but I feel like you need to realize that you've done something before. And so, it's like I hear this a lot from business people that I work with. A lot of times they'll start making money, they immediately start worrying about losing it, right, in the first place. And then if they're, when I work with people where their business is going down, those people, I always tell those people, it's like, you've done it once already, or at least once. A lot of them have done it twice. They've built, successful businesses or more. And I'm like, you've already done it. You already know exactly what to do. And that's what this is saying to me for you, Capricorn. It's like saying, you've already done something. Even if it's unrelated, you've built up the skills, right? I think sometimes people don't value the skills they have enough. It's like, even if you've never built a business, it's like maybe you have the skills to do it, and maybe you've developed those skills through things that are not related. Remember what I was saying about a side effect? It's like, I believe in life. It's like everything we do kind of adds up to something, or it should. And so it's like maybe you've developed personal skills with people in your life, and you've learned the lessons, and they can be applied to totally different situations. And I feel like that's what, this is saying. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, very positive change in your fortunes. I really feel the Wheel of Fortune is also kind of saying you're becoming unstoppable in a lot of ways. The Wheel of Fortune is about momentum, and it's about needing to build momentum in a certain direction. And so we can build momentum in a negative direction, or we can build it in a positive direction. And I feel like this is all about building the momentum in the positive direction. I'm a big fan of the book, The Miracle Morning. Every single morning, I pretty much do the Miracle Morning. There are some things that I don't do that go into it, but one thing that I do in the Miracle Morning every single morning is I do one thing for one thing in my business that makes money, right? I make sure to, whatever it is. It's like there are certain things that I can create, right, that all kind of push people to my businesses, in my other businesses as well. And so some of those things are promoting it on social media, creating products, doing whatever, right? So I always make sure that I'm doing that. I am doing that one thing that accomplishes that goal every single morning. So before I even get started on these videos, I do that, right? And so it's like I've already built momentum in the direction. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is really encouraging you to do something like that. Maybe you just need to do one extra thing every single day that moves you forward. And before you know it, you're really moving forward. You have the Six of Swords. Yeah, I feel like the hard times are over, is what I really feel like saying. And don't get me wrong, I feel like between now and 2033, complete chaos, right? I'm not trying to scare anyone, but it's also the truth. I think that there could be a lot of chaos that we see in the world, but on a personal level, we have control over our own realities, and that's what I preach is empowerment, right? Is that we should be empowered to create our own reality, and we don't even have to take part in a crazy reality anymore. It's like I see a lot of whether you agree with the choices or not, I think that there are a lot of choices in the world. A great example that I see is banks, money. It's all this funny stuff is going on with banks and money and things like that. And like I said, whether you agree with it or not, I'm not telling you to invest in anything. We have cryptocurrency now, right? Which is totally separate of the system. It's you can now choose which system you belong to. And again, I'm not saying which is right or wrong, because I'm sure someone's going to come at me, but whatever, I don't care. And what I would say is I'm not saying which is right or wrong, but there are choices, right? And so I think that we are in a time, a very critical time, where there are choices in all areas of life, and we get to make those choices. And it's like, like now is the time to make those choices. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, of course, is a victory or a big success coming in for you. We see a lot of success here in a victory stuff. Six of Wands, Chariot, this card here, they're all cards of like a big victory and a big success. I feel this is more also talking about you being unstoppable. Some of you could be reclaiming that crown that is at the top of the Ace of Swords as well by like having a victory. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Knight of Swords. Momentum. Knight of Swords is a card of momentum. It's a card of charging forward. So I would make sure you're charging forward in the right direction, right? The Knight of Swords is going towards the past. So I would make sure you go in the right direction towards the future. With the Six of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups here. Yes, you do have the King of Cups as well. So if you're attracting a person right here, then, this could be a divine counterpart. King of Pentacles is also, I feel like this is one person. And, it could be a water sign with earth, an earth sign with water. And I feel like this is a very serious person. A person who's serious about connections, about relationships. So that's good. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, Two of Wands is really about leaving behind everything that you have known. He is he needs to leave this castle, and he needs to get out into the world that he's holding in his hands. And I think it's no mistake as well that we have the Eight of Cups up here. Eight of Cups would be about walking away from things that no longer serve you and walking towards or into something new. You have this domicile moon. It says abundance on it. You have this moon set. It says releasing on it. So I definitely feel there's abundance available to you. And I feel that a lot of you could be releasing something from the past. What's interesting is I feel like some of you are finally releasing something that might have happened 2 years ago or 3 years ago, with a person especially. Now, it doesn't have to be a person, but I think for most of you, maybe you had a challenging connection 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. Or, maybe I kind of really actually feel that it ended surprisingly, as in you didn't see it coming, or just kind of like a surprise. And I feel like you finally healed from it and you're just moving forward from it, and now there's abundance coming in. You have the Five of Cups, Ace of Pentacles in the Temperance card. Five of Cups is about needing to be grateful for what you do have, needing to turn around, see these two cups so you can get the bridge and the castle. It's coming up in the area of the good stuff, so I would say that you are probably more grateful for your position. I also feel like you're grateful that something didn't work out, so I almost get kind of blessing in disguise vibes on this. Not totally. This is not a card of a blessing in disguise to me, although it kind of could be, but I do get that feeling that you're seeing how something that didn't work is good. You have the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles would represent a big new opportunity, something that has a lot of potential for success coming in for you. So I feel, but I kind of feel like this is something where you are building momentum, like I said earlier, and because I really get that unstoppable kind of momentum type of energy here, right? It's there is a theory of economic mass, right? It's let's just use Bitcoin to trigger the people that are going to comment about what I said about cryptocurrency, right? If you take a person who has $100 to invest, and then you take a person who has $10 million to invest, economic mass is Bitcoin can go up 100%, but the person who put in, $100 is only going to make $100 basically profit on that, right? The person who invested 10 million is now going to be $10 million richer, right? And so I personally believe in economic mass in life, if that makes sense. I think that we can develop the energy of economic mass, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about money. We can work with our energy so that we have more to invest in something energetically, and then of course when it goes up, we're going to get a bigger result. And I feel I'm feeling that here on the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like your energy has changed, so it's the amount of energy you put into something is worth more, and that's probably why things are growing the way they're growing. You have the Temperance card. Temperance card says you can turn a negative into a positive or a positive into a negative. Based off this reading, and of course the fact that this is coming up in the good stuff, I feel like you're turning negative situations around. With the Five of Cups, you have the King of Swords. Yeah, definitely a past person. I feel like this person still watches you. So, I don't know, let them watch you glow up is what I would say. I think that success is the best revenge, as they say. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. There's the Blessing in Disguise card right there. So definitely could be some sort of blessing in disguise coming in for you. Just like I said on the Five of Cups. So he's making a symbol right here. The same symbol the Hierophant is making on his card, and it represents a blessing. So I feel like there are blessings coming in for you. With the Temperance card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is about kind of making progress, especially in the good stuff. I don't really like the Knight of Pentacles, but in the good stuff, it would represent progress. So I feel like you are making progress towards your goals or towards like a dream. I also feel a lot of you could be starting something new, which, you know, the energy is all about that for you, Capricorn. You have this broken ring. It says parting of the ways, either in romance or business. Again, really funny because it's like you could have broken up with someone like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but it's like you're finally moving past the energy. I'm not saying you're interested in the person or anything like that, but you know, I feel like you're finally at that point where you have totally moved on, which is good. You have this dog close up. It says pleasure with a close friend. Yeah, a lot of socializing stuff coming up in the readings. You have the Three of Cups here. So I think it would be an amazing time to socialize just for energetic purposes, right? Just so you have more energy to do the things you want to do. You have this yoke card. It says feeling tied down or frustrated. Yes, like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I do feel Capricorns are going to feel tied down and frustrated at certain points moving forward into the future. I think the trick for you is to, kind of like change it in your head, how you see it. Like, and also how you deal with those frustrating moments is what's going to be important. But it's like, this is a very good reading. I wouldn't worry about this, but just know there are going to be moments where you're going to be frustrated. If you quit, then you quit. If you don't quit, then you're going to get over it. So, you know, don't quit on the things you're working on. You have this Feather card. It says someone you know is undependable and insincere. It's like, I'm wondering if you've held, like, I'm not saying you've held on to this person, right? But I feel like it's just the lack of answers sometimes that really keeps us stuck in something. It's like just the not knowing what really happened. And I feel like this person is just independable and insincere. You have the Scissors card. It says disappointment in some affair, probably this person. So like I said, I feel like you're finally healing from it, moving on. But I really like this for you, Capricorn, overall. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.